Hi you guys, my name is Tyler Cassidy from the page One Made Up Mama, and today I am going to be recreating a look for something I found on Pinterest. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. It is an eye look that I looked up for fall, and it's like everything and more. I know the ring light's in the way, but it gives you an idea. So it's got like gold and brassy tones, some reds. It's just gorgeous, so pretty. So I went through all of my colors from mascara and tried to pull what I could to create a similar look. I don't know if I'm gonna get as vibrant of a red as the Pinterest picture, but I am going to use it as inspiration for my look today. So the first thing that I'm going to do is use my paint pot. It is just the color white, and I put this down as a base for my eyeshadow. So I just use my finger and apply that to my eyelid. So now that that's on, I am going to start off with the color Cupcake right here. It is like a creamy off-white color, and I'm just gonna be using this as my base today. So I'm taking the fluffy end of my eyeshadow everything brush, and I'm just gonna apply this all over. So this is just washing it so that when I apply the powders on top of this with my other colors, they'll all blend really well and won't stick to certain areas or anything like that. Next, I am going to go into the color Leo, which is this orange color. And I'm gonna use that same side, and I am going to apply it to my crease and a little bit higher because I have hooded eyes. So I don't want to just put it right down here in this crease, because when I open my eye you won't see it. So I'm going a little bit higher up onto the brow bone there to make sure that you'll still be able to see this color when my eyes are open. And the key with an eye look is adding on light layers and building up. It's very tempting to want to put it on heavy and just be done with it, do a couple of swipes. And when you do that is when you typically have the look of it going to a certain area and just not looking even. So it's always a safe bet to apply a little bit at a time and smooth it out, blend it as much as you can, and work up to the color that you're wanting to achieve. Now that I did that, I'm going to also take this color, which is Zion, and I'm going to take the smudging end. And I'm still going to go in my crease, but I'm gonna stick to the outer edge of my crease here. And I'm applying it with this smudge brush, and then I'm gonna blend it out with the side I just had. Out and up. I'm gonna be building up under my eye also, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that on this lower lash line as well. And then I am going to take Valencia, this color. Using my finger, I'm just gonna apply that to my lid. Now I am going to use the color Cocoa, which is this color. Smudge side first, and I'm gonna put this on this outer edge, almost making a V and blending it up and out. All right, I'm gonna take that Cocoa and apply it to my lower lash line. And then last thing I'm gonna do is take Blondie. And this is gonna go on my inner corner to the center of my lid. And I want this to be very pigmented. So I'm just doing a little at a time and layering it. It looks like it goes a little bit down here. And then just because I am going to take a little bit of Blondie on the smudge side and bring it a little bit higher here. I feel like I need to deepen the color of Cocoa still, so I'm gonna go heavy there. I feel like my washing machine is having a moment right now. And one final thing that I feel like is very important is taking this cream color Cupcake and just kind of cleaning up under my eyebrow. Now let's move to eyeliner. I have Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline. I'm just gonna apply that to my waterline. And then I also have the Quick Flicks. So this is just a little system that helps make a wing for winged eyeliner. This is the right side, so I'm gonna use that for my right eye. And each wing's a little bit different depending on that. So you just stamp it like so. This one's for the left. All right, I've got each side stamped. Now you use the other side, which is like a Sharpie, and you color in your eyeliner. So got some Thrive mascara. All right, you guys, shall we get to the face? I am using Mascara Beauty products. You probably know that by now. I'm an independent artist for mascara. All of these are creams. So I'm gonna be using different highlights to create my face look today. But I also have a few favorite products that I've been using that I'm going to show you as well. So step one for someone like me who has blemishes is color correcting. I'm going to use my Best Blend Forever brush, and I'm gonna use the small one right here. And I'm gonna go in with the color Mango. So this is a little bit of an orange color, and I'm putting this over any redness to mask it. Basically, the idea is that I'm trying to put another color over it to make it not appear so bold and dark, so that when I put my main foundation color over it, it won't pop through that main color. So any concerning redness, I am using Mango over that area. Okay, and then the next step is, if you have a beauty blender, go over with your beauty blender to pick up any excess. I've gotten to the point now where I trust myself with my application to not have too heavy of a hand. So I haven't been using my beauty blender, honestly, but that is totally up to you and your preference. If you are a beginner with mascara, I would suggest using one just to ensure that you're not using too much, because if you're using too much, you can see creasing, the texture can look off. There's lots of different things that can happen. So just keep that in mind in case you aren't using one. That might be an indicator that you should. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to use my highlight colors, and I'm actually going to use the B squared brush, and I'm going to use this edge. The reason being is because lately I have been using these two highlights as my main color, which is Amber and Candlelit, and this is a good size to where I can do both at the same time, and it just looks good on, and it's like the perfect combo of each. So I just do that, and then I pat it on. You don't have to dab. I like to dab because of my problem areas, but you could buff as well, like so. And I have noticed if you have beautiful skin, buffing goes way faster than dabbing. So up here, I don't have any blemishes that I'm worried about, so I can move that product around and not worry about moving it off of anything and buff it in. And then the next step that we're going to do is we are going to contour. I'm going to be using my Detail Hack brush to contour. I like to use the Contour Indigo. It's a little bit darker, so it's more for like a dramatic contour, but lately that's what I've been feeling, so we're just going with it. So I take one side and I just kind of pounce into the color like that, so it only applies to half the brush, and then you find your cheekbone and you want to press up into the lower portion of your cheekbone, so not quite the hollow of your cheek but just above. Start at your ear and then work your way down to the corner of your eye. So you just make this line like this, and you just by patting will buff it out. Your brush will do the magic for you. So you just apply it and then keep patting and it will blend in. I like mine to be a little stronger, so I'm gonna stop there. Same thing, other side. I'm also going to dip it now flat on, and I'm going to apply it to my forehead. So I apply it in a triangle, and then pat to blend it out. And then I kind of buff it up into my hairline. And then I'm also gonna pat flat, and my favorite part, I'm going to line my jaw to hide that double chin. So it looks so scary at first, but trust me when I say it will blend in. It always blends in, like literally, you cannot mess up with this makeup. I used to use Kat Von D's, I think it's called Light and Shade or just Shade, but I used to use that to contour. And I remember being like, is that dark enough? I'll go darker. Is that dark enough? I'll go darker. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's way too dark. Or I would feel like I had a beard because I went too high. And it's just so scary because I always felt like I couldn't undo it. And with creams, you can literally fix everything. Okay. So just blending that all out by pulling down. And I'm also gonna take a tiny bit on this end and do two sides here of my nose. And the closer these lines are, the slimmer my nose is gonna look. I don't wanna be too crazy either. And then I also kind of connect them down here. And if you want, you can. We're gonna go a step further. Why not? Take the flat end of your multitasker brush and line the lips. And don't let this scare you, because once you put on your lip color, it'll blend in a lot better too. Okay. And now I'm going to put on my blush. So I'm gonna use now the stubbier side of the B squared brush. And I'm gonna use something different today. These are all like my common colors. So in here, just to give you a glimpse, I have Frenchy, which I love, Nude, which I love, and I think Desert Sunset currently. But I'm kind of feeling like a fall lip. Nothing too crazy though because of my eyes. I'm already in this section. I'm like, is this too crazy? It's kind of a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Do I want to do it? Guys, this is a hard decision. Okay, I'm going to cherry. I'm doing black cherry. That's it. I'm doing black cherry. So finger into black cherry and go. Ooh, girl. I don't hate it. Black cherry is like sneaky good. Everybody's so scared, but look at this color. Okay, now, this is where you want to be careful with black cherry as a blush. It's a beautiful blush, but it's kind of nerve-wracking. You don't want to overdo it. So I'm just going to barely tap in, very, very lightly. And just pat it to my cheekbones. And you want to kind of like blend it into your contour as well. So move that hand around. Same over here. Another thing that I haven't done yet that I like to do is go in with a brightening highlight. So typically I would use like linen. Lately I've been feeling like maybe that's a little too bright. I'm gonna try White Peach, and I'm using the small end of my Buffy, just tapping, and I'm gonna just apply it basically in this little pie piece under my eye. And the reason I saved this for last is because if you go a little too high with your blush, you can clean it up then with your brightening highlight. It didn't really make a big difference. Okay, try linen. And so I'm not just going on my dark circle, I'm making this whole pie piece because I don't want it to just like emphasize my circles and make it obvious that that's where I corrected. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on my forehead to bring that brightness to the center of my face, a little on my chin. And then I'm taking my pinky and going down the center of my nose to finish off the nose look. And for that, I do like to blend it all in now. So very gently, making sure not to move your product around too much because you did just place the highlight exactly where you want it. Just kind of press it in with your damp sponge and make sure everything is blended in well. You don't want any clear lines of contour to highlight or anything like that. I don't typically go over my blush and contour too much unless I really feel like I need to blend those out because I want them to be bold and I don't want it to pick up any excess there. And then if needed, you can at this point go through and just make sure that you have all of your problem areas covered. So I'm gonna go into Candlelit and just double check. Make sure these are good to go. And then I'm gonna use bronzer. So that's this right here. This is Bella. Bella's a cream bronzer as well. I like to use Bella on my neck. Remember, don't be scared. I put on a lot and it looked scary, but it'll blend. Just to really blend that in. And a lot of times our necks don't get much sun, so it kind of ensures that that neck color isn't like super bright and taking away from your makeup. Adding a little bit here and just a touch on the tops of my cheekbones here. Some people do their nose and chin. I like to keep that bright. All right, and the product that I was talking about earlier that's non-mascara that I am absolutely obsessed with is Fitish setting spray. It is a little wild when you spray it. It's like got this strong scent, burns my eyes, burns my nose. I even feel it tingle on my face. But it holds my makeup so well. Like I have found nothing like it. So that's my secret sauce right now, and I'm sticking with it. So just a few spritz of this. I suggest taking a big deep breath, holding it in, spraying, and exhaling because it's strong. Okay. It literally will make my eyes water, but it's worth it because it works so well. Okay, so I use that, let that dry a little bit. It doesn't really give you a dewiness. I guess it does a little bit, like I feel like a little bit of shine, but not quite like the Stay Spray. Then I use a touch of vanilla dust and I go over just blemishes that I really want to make sure hold. Right now I'm not looking on blending this out, I'm just applying it. And I don't know what it is about powder as a finishing touch, like maybe it dulls it enough, but it really helps conceal for me. Like I feel like this final step is absolutely necessary. If you don't like a glow, if you want a matte look, you can go and have a heyday with that vanilla dust and just put it all over your face. That's totally fine. And then I'm gonna do a, oh, this is gonna mess up my lighting. I'm gonna do a powder illuminator. I've been getting back into them again lately and they are so much stronger than the cream illuminators. They really give you a really pretty pop. So that's why I've been like loving them. I think I'm gonna go with Georgia, this color. It's kind of like a bronzy gold color. And I am going to use the blend and tap brush. You could use anything, like don't feel like you have to buy all of these brushes, the exact ones that I use. You can literally use whatever you have on hand. But I like to use a smaller brush for this because it is so strong. It's not like, this part is more where you want to be careful. It's not like you can just wipe it off after. So I just want to be particular with where I place it and then move it around from there. So I like to use the stubbier end, the round end, and just get a little bit, and I just put it right here on the tops of my cheekbones. And like you can see literally exactly where I put it. So I'm just gonna use the other end then and kind of buff that out. If you have a lot of crow's feet or anything you're wanting to hide here, be careful with your illuminator because you don't want your illuminator to get in there and accentuate it. So you want to stay away from the eye and just up on top of that cheekbone. And then my favorite is to do my nose and just follow that bridge. And then top of your lip. It's crazy what a difference that makes. And you know what? Just because I'm gonna take a tiny bit and put it up under the arches of my brows. It is a little bit darker than the color I have there now, so I'm not putting a lot. And then the last step that you don't want to forget is to I usually take the side of my eyeshadow everything brush. Both mine are dirty. So I gotta make sure I have all my eyeshadows off of that, or this could go really wrong. But I am just gonna use the small end of my eyeshadow everything brush to now go around my blemishes and make sure that I remove any excess vanilla dust that was there. Is it just me, or like I feel like every time I do my makeup I'll forget a spot and I'll walk outside and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I just have like a bunch of vanilla dust that I forgot about. So maybe change lighting, go in different rooms, make sure you're covered. Word from the wise, maybe not so wise sometimes. Okay, you guys, that is the final look. This isn't exactly the eye look that I saw. I think there was a lot more red like I was expecting, but I still love this. It's that bronzy goddess look and it's great for fall, vibrant enough, but I still feel like it's natural enough to where you could get away with it. And like, it doesn't have to be a nighttime look. You know, you can wear this during the day and it's gotta be paired with the black cherry. If you guys have any questions, comment below, let me know. You can reach me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I even have Pinterest, One Made Up Mama Tyler Cassidy. Same on YouTube, One Made Up Mama Tyler Cassidy. Instagram and Facebook, I am just One Made Up Mama. You guys know how to find me and I'm always here. And if you're interested in getting any of these creams or learning more about the makeup, let me know, or even becoming an artist. I would be happy to answer any of your questions or even color match you if you're interested in getting some of the cream makeup yourself to see what colors work for you. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, until next time.